Oh, hello, and on this, on this tricky Tuesday, I'm going to show you some of the new gears that I plan to use to do. A word of warning before you go jumping on. Whoa, look at it. Can you see that? There's clouds of filth and dust coming off the seat. Before you go jumping onto what looks like soft furnishings, I highly recommend that you have a look, in fact, to see if just beneath the soft furnishings there is a wooden frame that might break your back. This video is basically about some gear that I've got that I'm looking forward to using in 2019. I'm really excited about it. And I will be reviewing most of it, but I wanted to show you what the gear actually was. So if you're actually, I just remembered one last thing, I want to do this in one take. So if you're actually interested in any of this gear, you can go hit subscribe, and then at some point this year, I'm not promising exactly when, you'll get the review about the gear, and I'll show you some real use examples of what it is. So let's begin. The very first thing is the Aputure AL-MW. This is the world's brightest compact LED light. I absolutely love lights, and I think they're one of the most important things that you can invest in as a filmmaker. This little light will last 24 hours at its lowest brightness, which is this, and at its, this is gonna hurt, and its absolutely brightest setting, you'll get about 40 minutes. It's built like a tank, it's waterproof, it is fixed to daylight, but it comes with a number of little color gels and diffusers that you can add. It also has this really soft rubber silicone thingy diffuser that you can just bang on there, hit the boost. That. It's a really cool little light. I want to use this year to actually shoot some stuff underwater, and I'm going to use it for a couple of projects I have outdoors where I'm planning overnights in mountains, and I don't know what the weather's going to be like, so this is going to be great for that. It comes with in this little handy pouch where you can put all of your gear, and it charges via USB. Should have planned where I was going to put all this gear in between. Right, the next thing, this is a total gimmick, let's be honest. Oh! This is a crystal! This is a Lensball, and okay, I'm okay now. This is a Lensball, and you can use it to get these really cool distorted photographs. You often see people holding it in their hand, and you'll see like the Eiffel Tower or something in the background. I've just seen it used for photographs so far. I'm really curious, can I actually use this to shoot video through, and can I somehow find an actual justifiable use case for this? So that's going to happen at some point. Next up is, for the last 3 years, I've been using the Rode Videomic Pro, and then this year I have upgraded to the Rode Videomic Pro Plus. It's got a few extra options to make it better than the original. It's got a built-in rechargeable battery. It can record 2 different volumes to the left and right channel, so if somebody screams and blows out the audio on one channel, you've got a lower one that you can recover to. When you connect it to the camera, it automatically switches on, which is a lifesaver. Absolute lifesaver. I have forgotten to turn the audio on before when I'm on a job, and it is not good. It's got a low pass filter, it's got a plus 20 decibel boost and a minus 10 as well, and a big improvement is the cable's detachable, so you can't accidentally snap it. By default, the windshield in this is supposed to be much better than the original at cutting out wind. I have tested outdoors and wind, and no, it doesn't quite do that, but you can take this off, and I also have for the outdoor. This is the first time I've tried attaching this. No, I'll fix it later. The dead cat. So I have a project that's going to involve me shooting outdoors, shooting members of the public, not with the camera, not, you know. Why am I painting this? And it's going to be windy, so I've got the dead cat for it. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this performs, because really I tend to use this in situations where you should use really high-end shotgun mic. But I find this actually does the job a lot of the time. Ooh, next, and this is something that I think is going to come in use when I'm out doing my running vlogs. This is a life straw. What was that? This will allow me to drink filth. I simply put this end in some filth, liquid filth, and I can sup from this end and I will not die. So theoretically I should be able to go to a field, find a nice cow pat with a puddle in it, stick this end from it, drink from that end, and I will be perfectly fine. So I'm looking forward to test this while I'm out for runs. Yes, I know this isn't strictly filmmaking related, but it is if you're doing outdoor stuff and you don't want to have to carry loads of water with you and there's puddles nearby. What is next? Ooh, this one's good. Ugh. This is the YONGNUO light stick. Don't actually know what the code of it is. I bought 2 of these at the end of last year for a project where I needed coloured lights. I needed red, I needed blue. This is an RGB light stick, so it's fully programmable. 5,500 Kelvin, so that's daylight, and I can go down to a warm glow. But I then just push the RGB button on the back here, boo, and it puts it into RGB mode. So I can get, that's a mixture of green and something else, red maybe. I can go on the back here, I can change the green. Green's at 99, so I can turn that down. Let's turn that way down. You can see the colour changing. Let's bring some red into that. And I get myself sort of a purple light. There we go, there's red and blue, so I've got purple. So using the RGB values in the back, you can change this light to be whatever you want. They're not that expensive, but they add a massive amount of production value to a shoot. I shot a music video just last night where I had 2 of these set up, and they just add a lot into your footage. So I'll do a proper review of these at some point maybe, but I'm definitely gonna use them in my videos. And you've probably seen the coloured light on the side of my head. That's one of these. There's like a 1/4" thread in the bottom, so you can screw it on and connect it up. There's an internal battery in it as well. Then nearly last but not least, I have this. This is the Zhiyun as I heard someone pronouncing it earlier, Weebill Lab. This is one of the weirdest, most compact 3-axis gimbals you can get. This is a bit of a misunderstood gimbal. A lot of people are saying it's a bit useless, it's too weak, but I think that's because there's a lot of settings you need to change and people aren't just getting them right. So I think this is going to work for me. How I am using it is with this. This is the follow focus, and this is one of my vintage manual prime lenses. So this for me is a perfect lightweight cinematic setup. I shot a short film a couple of months ago for a friend who was directing it, and I used the original version of the crane and these manual lenses, and I just had no way of pulling focus while I was on the gimbal. But this connects up, sort of gear connects up to the manual lens, little knob down here, and I turn this, and we see, there it goes. The front of this lens doesn't actually turn when it's focusing, so it doesn't look like anything's happening, but I'll turn it sideways and you'll see. There we go. So I can now manually focus while the camera is on a gimbal. Now, when I'm not using the vintage lenses, I'll probably spend most of the time using my like really super compact Sony primes, so like the 28 f2, the 55 f1.4, and then also I use a Samyang 35 f2.8, which is a really good clone of the Sony one, and I find it works actually probably just as good, and it's about 1/3 of the price. So I will do a full review of this at some point. I only got it yesterday, so I don't want to say too much about it until I've had a chance to go over it, but used it on a shoot last night, and so far I'm impressed. Oh, and the last thing actually, that's not actually here, but I've been using it loads, is the Insta360 One X 360 camera. It's a 5.7K, that's the resolution it shoots at. Little 360 camera, but this size. I left it at home, so I don't have it with me, but I'll put an insert here of me talking about it so you can see what it looks like. 360 video is probably the thing I am most excited about for 2019. I think this is the year that the cost has come down enough, that the quality has gone up enough on the compact cameras for them to actually have a practical use for projects. I'm going to be doing a few projects this year involving tourism, and I am going to use the 360 cameras on that, not to produce VR footage, but because of their reframing and their creative possibilities. Now I'm exhausted. That is pretty much it. I mean, I don't have anything else here. I could do a review of this Super 8 camera, but it's not really new technology. If you want to see reviews for any of those and see sample footage and see how that you can use them creatively, please like, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video, which is going to come on Thursday, and is me out reviewing a pair of running shoes, which if you're not into running, you will not find very exciting, but you should watch it anyway.